Hi, I'm Dave Fletcher, and I'm married to Susan Fletcher, and we live here in Kennesaw, Georgia. Back in 1990, God called us to go to Belize as missionaries, and we were there for 13 and a half years. First time that I remember being introduced to global mission awareness was when the conference was scheduled in Kennesaw, when I heard the message of identity and intimacy and inheritance and destiny. All of the things that I had been teaching, it put a framework and a grid on the message that was already in me, but it broadened it, it deepened it, it expanded it for me. God spoke very clearly to me and said, this is the message that you're going to teach the rest of your life. After we had gone to that conference and we were receiving all of this new life and new teaching, and we were clicking on every YouTube video that Leif had and getting all the teaching and the 3 chairs and all of these teachings. And we kind of felt like in our hearts, God, we're kind of cheating. You know, He's blessing us with all this ministry and everything, and all we are is receiving. And I said, we need to be a financial partner. When we became partners with Global Mission Awareness, it made a real impact on our finances. Without me doing anything different, I didn't change jobs, I didn't start doing different things. My income jumped dramatically. I mean, within weeks of us becoming partners, my wife and I looked at each other and said, hey, we just became partners with Global Mission Awareness, and look what happened. This business thing came in, and you've got this big commission, and then another one, and another one. And so we realized that our income for that year, going into 2018, almost doubled from the year before. Out of the message that I've received from GMA, that God is doing 3 things. Number 1, God is releasing His sons and daughters from living under guilt and shame. Guilt being the voice of the accuser about what you've done, and shame being He takes what you've done and turns it into your identity. You are a bad person because of the bad thing that you did. And God is working right now to release His people from guilt and shame. And the second thing is He is restoring the fuller meaning of our identity, what it means to be sons and daughters, that we're not orphans. This is very much Leif's teaching. We're not orphans. We're not stepchildren. He has brought us into His family. And not only in His family, it says you're no longer strangers and foreigners, but fellow citizens and members of the household. Fellow citizens is a legal term, that you have a legal right. You're a citizen. And also it says, and members of the family. Now that's a blood thing, that's a family thing. So it's both. You both legally belong. Your identity causes you to legally belong, and also you're a member of the royal family. And so God is doing that. Third thing is He's teaching us it's no good to just be released from guilt and shame and you know who you are, but God is going to teach us how to live based on who we are, and now that we're out from under guilt and shame. And so those are 3 things I've seen God doing, and that has been something that I have gleaned major from GMA and Leif's ministry. So that's what God's doing in my wife Susan and I our ministry and what we're doing around the world.